weekly forecast for the upcoming week. Last week, obviously NFP week, markets didn't produce in as much as or as many trading opportunities as it usually does. But yeah, I did take one. Yeah, it was only one trade that I took last week, which came out as a dub, and then yeah, that was all. So I'm quickly gonna run through the forecast for the week upcoming. If we can continue, or yeah, let's continue from last week or the week prior. We said that this liquidity sweep was done, and now I'm going to be looking for the following. Obviously, we still do have levels of demand on the weekly here with levels of liquidity laying down there. Let me do this. Okay, so going to the daily, um, this is the following hustle. So obviously this will be our first target, as mentioned last week as well, which was yeah. So what my thing last week was is obviously I saw this liquidity grab, and I did say that we can grab liquidity and then continue, but which also could happen, or that it seems like it's happening, which it can also, I mean, we can have engulf tomorrow morning or tomorrow and then just retest to go, or to continue short. But what can happen is, and how time frame, or yeah, let's put lower time frame is setting up as, is it broke this level of structure on the lower time frame. The higher time frame took out level of liquidity, busy retesting or reacting from a level of demand, and then obviously on the lower time frame I'll show you guys there's a level of liquidity which can be grabbed, and obviously a lower time frame level of supply. But if we have a look at the daily, this will be our first level which we can continue into to fill this imbalance, and then from here potentially trade bearish again, or we can go take out that level of liquidity, trade into that level of supply, and then from there continue lower. But with that being said, let's go down to the lower, or the lower time frame, not the lowest. As you guys can see here, obviously we acted from this level. We tapped it. We tapped it there to perfection. So yeah, this is what I'm seeing. Obviously on the 4 hour there's a level, 4 hour daily level of confluence or inconfluence with one another. So yeah, so for now, obviously we can see that 4 hour did shift, but I mean there's levels of liquidity both ways. We must just adapt and react. If we have a look at gold, we are still in consolidation. If we have a look like this, still in the consolidation, so technically I would only be looking to trade below this low, or above this high. Obviously on the 4 hour you guys can see the consolidation zone nicely, but there is a possibility that we can continue lower and take out this level of liquidity, as well as these that's being created, to trade into that level of demand, and then obviously that weekly demand. So yeah, if we move on to EU, here we will be able to see a bit better price action. If we have a look at the daily, obviously we came off that supply, daily supply. As I am expecting it, we're going to trade into this level of demand on the daily, with the USD or the DXY, which is the USD, bullish. So if we continue bullish, we can expect to trade into this level of demand. If we continue bearish, I will only be looking to buy above these levels. But yeah, if we go down to lower time frame, we'll be able to see it a bit better. So obviously level of liquidity that was taken out, strong impulse to the downside. Let's have a look on the hourly. Obviously it's very messy, but I mean what I'm expecting price to create liquidity during Asia, take it out, and then in London take out and continue lower, targeting these levels. Yeah, so that's my forecast on the EU. Obviously we can include that as an hourly, but I mean it's just going to be a mess. They're all in the same region and we can trade accordingly. If we look at EU, this one is the cleanest for me at the moment. yeah, I mean, liquidity that was taken trading into the premium or the discounted area of the structural leg, liquidity taken, like I said, and then obviously lower time frame um, trading bearish. We can see that this level on the daily supply that was traded into, and that strong impulse to the downside, obviously breaking structure and stuff like that. So obviously my first area that I'll be looking at to sell from will be that area there. Um, so what can happen is price can create some liquidity, lower time frame, starting to make lower highs, lower lows, and then obviously take out the early sellers, taking out that level of liquidity, and from here only it's been or it happened multiple times in the past. So if I do decide to take a trade and price did not pull back all the way into that level of supply, I will what you call it, manage my position very aggressive, which can lead to obviously a break-even trade. But yeah, we will see if it happens, and we will manage accordingly. But yeah, I'm looking obviously for these levels of demand to get filled. Obviously these levels of supply. Let's just have a quick look at the weekly. Yeah, so weekly technically we are still in a not in a consolidation, but obviously lower time frame we'll be able to get some trades. But yeah, mainly obviously as we can see with EU and AU, there is some USD strength that came in. I mean, nice build up of liquidity, not really, but obviously a possibility to take out that low as well. But yeah, let's not predict, let's react and take it from there. Let's have a good week.